Hello everybody, Ministorm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. Dawntrail. In the last episode, we got the rundown of what happened with Valigarmanda and how Bakul Jaja released it through a Echo Vision. And then we worked with Aaronville and a little ether tracker device that he had to track down the creature, which we managed to do. And everybody decided to pitch in, including Zoralja. You know, probably for his own motives, but fair enough. And so we fought Valigarmanda, defeated it, finally put an end to the Sky Ruin, and got the keystone for the proof of the Feet of Ice. The Feet of Ice is what it was called. Which was originally going to be to reinforce Valigarmanda's prison, ice prison, but now that that's not a thing anymore, we got it anyway. So, we now need to wrap up here and see what's next on the agenda. I went ahead and took care of all of the side quests, and that means I can now fly here, so that's nice. So, let's go ahead and find our peeps. Alright, Kryl, you seem to be contemplating. A heavenly land suffused with a golden glow. Alright, and we got that one guy that came by and gave us a lot more detail on the Legends of the Golden City. And the fact that it was Yakoi who lived in Yaktel who were having the visions of the Golden City. Alright, Wuglamat. Right, time to track down the next elector. And Alize? What a turn of events. We were only meant to strengthen the ice, but Bakul Jaja's idiocy forced us to do them one better. Alphino. Only 2 keystones remaining. We've at last begun to gain a fuller picture of the legend of the Golden City. Alright. Aaronville. I think it's time we return to Tuliolo. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the Forard cabins calling our names. Alright, so we head back to town. Alright. Heading to the cabins? Heading to the cabins. Alright. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. We'll be heading to the palace, Wuglamat. Wuglamat, did you hear me? Lost our little world, it seems. No matter. I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. Alright, cabin attendants. Welcome back, Mistress Shatsurugi. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Hmm? Oh.
You have a moment?
Sure.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about. So,
Yes.
Yeah. It's just too stuffy in here, that's what.
Right.
We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air, that's what we need.
Okay then. Oh yeah. That little song. Apparently, that little buzzy instrument is an automaton. If you don't know what an automaton is, look it up. Alright. Clement. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'd like to take you one of my favorite places in Tuliolo. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Just gotta say, Soken can be a little silly sometimes. Alright. Let's head up to the Resplendent Quarter. Pesiwa? Uglamat. Peshiwa, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there are plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshiwa. Oh, and thank you for the promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Sorry, Ayame. I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel much more special. You think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to the spot I was thinking of. Sure. I think this is a weather-controlled cutscene because we were in the middle of a fog.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Workor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
Let's see. That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
Yeah.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the caverns.
All right. We chilling? Oh yeah, we're just... That is quite the position to be sleeping in. And in full armor. It is a nice cabin. You'd probably want a curtain or something to kind of block off. Alright, Alphino. Alright, you look to be in good spirits. Assume your leisure time is well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. Alright. I am sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we have refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zoral, Jaw, and Kona have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Uklamont would be equal with them but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has left us one short. That conniving braggart didn't do so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. They can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's surely sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what's mine. This I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jaja's unleashing of Valigarmanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. Alright, the last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamul, Jah, and Shabral in the forests of Yaktel, specifically near a village called Ikbrash. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eors has a similar tale. The explorer Ketenram befriended a two-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Toral. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least, that is the commonly held belief. Your two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Ketenram fellow must have come to Tuliolal. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet, vestiges of Yakhoi architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Autarch, didn't you? Then Ketron must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk, is that a city? One of the grandest in Toral, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamuljah's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Ikbrash. Alright, then all things considered, Yaktel seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're riding one of Kona's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Oh, they could be much worse than ships. There's this little thing called turbulence. Oh, and you have altitude to consider. How are you with heights? All right. Airville, ready to leave when you are. Trial. Yaktel, where the Yakhoi dreamt of the Golden City. How'd I say? For as much as I wish we could ignore him, Bakul Jaja is a real threat. We can't afford to let our guard down. I'll knock him on his ass if I have to. Alright. Hukulmat. It'll be fine. Just fine. Alphino. How exciting. The design of Tirali dirigibles intrigues me. I must note how they perform compared to Eorzean airships. Yes. Very reminiscent of Ixali dirigibles. Dirigible attendant. Next flight, the Octel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbye said. There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Yeah. Okay then. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand just until I've settled my nerves? Maybe ask Erenville. I try and ship them. Okay, of course. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Ayame. I'll try not to crush your hand. Maybe that's my line. There she is. Third promise. Wait just a moment. Oh, it's Mablu. And Tobli? Ah, Mablu and Tobli. Of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Is that so? You said before that it gained popularity in Yogg-Toral as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right. We tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at a market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? One in Yaktel, to where it seems you are already bound. Well, look. Then we shall seek my next clue once you arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather there, or... Get another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Alright, last call for passengers to the Dawntrail. I really hope she wins. The Dawntrail will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be.
The fierce Chapral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here, where the Chapral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Are you all right?
You'll be okay.
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
Yeah.
It was one time.
Is the Chapral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Now, if my memory serves, cenotes are common to the Yucatan region? Yeah, they're basically giant holes in the ground. And yeah, definitely some of them you do not want to fall into. Alright, Uklamat. Would it kill Erenville to give me the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of a second chance? No. Well, maybe. LSA, worry not. Kral and I will assure our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of one of these cenotes. Well, I can hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced dirigibles. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Alphino? Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair and the vessel hardly rocked at all. Erenville. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. Alright, well, let's get going. This is a very pretty zone. Trial. For all Aaronville's insistence, I have yet to discover anything particularly blue about this forest. Well, there's obviously an area that is bioluminescent and glowy blue. How do I say? Take care not to get separated. I hate those to lose you in this rampant undergrowth. Uklamat. See? No tumbles. Thanks to Kral and LSA, but it still counts. Alphino. Is that Igbrash over there, I wonder? Oh, right. I actually gotta talk to Aaronville. Good. Everyone's accounted for. If Igbrash is up ahead, let's be on our way. That structure over there, I'm guessing. Oh, really? In case you can't see, my EXP... I need 100,000 EXP. Actually, not even. Alright, I'm right on schedule then. First things first. Aetheryte. And yep, that's a cenote. Fallen there, you're not getting out anytime soon. Alize, just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. I can imagine. Uglamat. I've fallen into Hyde Harbor enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. Right. Well, are all cenotes this deep, I wonder? Probably not, depending on how ultimately deep it is and whether it has gotten full of sediment or not. Aaronville. What's so blue about this forest? You'll see. And Alphino. Aaronville is not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Dark mahogany weapon and coffer. Alright. Actually... let's check this out. What, 663 is the item level. I have a 665 item, a weapon. Yep. Not an upgrade yet. Alright, well, I think that this is probably actually where I'm going to stop. Let me check. Yep, I think so. A little tight for time today, but you know, this is a good time. We had a kind of a bit of a long episode last episode, so we can go a little bit shorter now, and I think we're gonna be heading into the next feat. So probably give that a whole episode. So we'll go ahead and kind of end this little interlude episode here, and we'll get back into it when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.